What's that, my adorable pet mascot, Timmy the Taco? Oh, isn't that a manga that was created by Shuichi Shijino for Kodansha Seinen Manga Magazine, Weekly on Magazine, where over 719 chapters of high-speed thrill-seeking adventures await for Takumi Fujiwara, the main protagonist of the series, and people love this guy. We're talking over 55 million copies of the manga sold, which in turn sparked anime, live-action films, a whole variety of soundtracks, and most importantly, video games for the series, to which there are a whole variety of console and arcade games. That's cool and all, but I like Astral Racing. So, can the Initial D games give that same excitement of Astral Racing without which Initial D games are the best? And most importantly, will Timmy ever learn to enjoy life for once? Let's freaking do this! The first game is Initial D Gaiden on the Game Boy by MTO, the developer responsible for... Woo! You know what? I really enjoyed this game. Got some explaining to do. Starting from the beginning, after selecting the story mode, the car, MT instead of AT, I'll explain why as the game progresses. We pretty much follow one of 4 linear story arcs where you talk to someone for a little bit, and boom, motherfucking race. Woo, I won! What do you think of that, mofo? Besides that, the looks of this game are freaking amazing. Throughout the race, it does this typical 2D parallax effect that gives off the impression you're playing a 3D game despite it being 2D. And not only did they nail that, but they also added some elements to really make this an immersive experience. We're talking the inclusion of tunnels, trees, and other elements in the side along with the track, and my personal favorite thing, the motherfucking hills. Look at this, look at this. Sure, it's a bit hard to see the oncoming track, but still. And speaking of speed, that's what this game is all about. The tracks in this game are pretty crazy. I mean, look at this. Is this a racetrack or a star constellation telling me to stay the frick away?
I'm breaking up with you.
Wait, no! Anyway, this means that handling is your friend, says speed. Heck, whenever I try to go as fast as possible and hold the speed button, I spin out, even if I don't do anything. But once I implemented the strategy of just spamming the acceleration button instead of holding it, the races were much easier. So Timmy, maybe if I constantly put my foot on and off the brake, I'll go much faster. But you won't think about the music in this game, mainly because... it's pretty much non-existent. There's music in the introduction and cutscenes, but not the most high-stakes epic action racing part. I mean, does this racing look exciting to you? How about now?
Get him! He killed my children to set fire to our house!
So yeah, for the first game, it was freaking awesome! Wait, I'm banned from driving now? But you won't be surprised to find out that our next game is Initial D on the Sega Saturn by Genki, a company with a bit more experience making racing games. Would that experience make this game a motherfucking masterpiece? Let's find out. Now, this is what I'm talking about. There are a ton of improvements from this game from the last one. Racing-wise, you aren't doing anything too different, but the tracks are a lot more challenging and drift-heavy, meaning you're gonna have to be on your toes and switching gears a lot more as opposed to the last game. I mean, look at these maps. They evolved from star constellations to the shoelaces on my 5-year-old tennis shoes. And they added a lot more features as well. We're talking adding the map I mentioned earlier during the races, expressions of the other racers while racing, i.e. see my opposing racers lose every bit of their sanity they have while leaving in the mud dust. Oh, and did I mention there's a lot more modes now? Scenario mode is the story mode. Time attack has you complete the race as fast as possible. Battle is pretty much choosing whatever you want. And... try trip? Ooh, what's that? It's pretty much normal racing, but it tells you when to trip. Wanna know what's not normal though? The motherfucking story mode. Okay, not complaining or everything, but why is everyone flirting with me? Don't know what the heck the story is, as it's a Japanese exclusive game, but seriously, besides every single racer doing the same dramatic entrance for every level, yes, every single character, everyone else seems to be hell-bent on getting the wrong type of stick shift. Ooh, but how did he know they love you? Look at those eyes. Look at it. Doesn't this scream marry me? Anyway, why I love this game's right nitpicks. Firstly, why does everything look the same? Each track has a unique A to B path, but man, every level in the story mode takes place in a pitch black forest. Every single level. And music-wise, while they finally added music to the races in this level, and they are quite good, but compared to the nostalgic Eurobeat music you come across in the anime, yeah, you know the ones, it definitely feels like something is lacking from these races. Wait, what? You know, gotta give respect to the Initial D community. Instead of the majority of the ROM hacks being translations to the Japanese exclusive games, ROM hackers instead focused their attention on making sure every single Initial D game had Eurobeat music, and I love them for that. But what I love just as much as the next Initial D game, which is Initial D on the PlayStation by Koudou. What epic action racing game are we going to experience this time? Let's find out. Frick are the looks in this game? Not even Eurobeat can save this monstrosity. He's supposed to look so unnatural. Like, what are you even supposed to be doing? No, don't take me away from him. You aren't much better. Okay, I'm being overdramatic. It's just poorly aged. It can't get much worse than this. They move. What the? Yeah, I can't tell which is worse, the looks or the fact that they are moving their mouths despite the lack of voice acting. No, scratch all of that. The worst offender is the animated drifting scenes. Like, look at this. How is this even possible? Well, that explains it. Anyway, I could go on and on about his graphics, but let's do some motherfucking racing instead. Honestly speaking, it's pretty much the same song and dance as the last game, with very similar controls, gameplay, and courses. And hey, instead of the majority of this game being in a dark black forest, the deep dark void of nothingness has a color scheme this time. You slay, Queen! But you won't need to squeeze any effort for this game, as it is by far the easiest game from the series by far. But would the next Initial D game be any easier? On the eyes? Then this game is Initial D, Typing Fast Theory on the PlayStation 2 by Sunshop. Wait, hold on a second. Typing Theory? You know what? Not the genre I was expecting Initial D to have, but I kinda dig this. This game has many firsts, as it's not only the first game to try a different genre, but also, yeah, it's the first game to actually have Eurobeat music, because nothing screams running in the 90s like... This game is pretty much like what you see. You watch some flashy racing action, then boom! You need to type some words in order to progress. And hey, you're looking at the guy who knows how to type false accusation in Japanese due to this game. That being said, there is one thing that annoys me. The game stops whenever you type something. I mean, it's so stupid. Excuse me? That's it. I'm throwing this game away. And that's not all. It's not just one typing game, but there's a foursome. That's right. There's a whole motherfucking Initial D typing memorial pack featuring 3 similar typing games as a CD-ROM. Wait, 3? That's not a foursome. Because the other one, Initial D, the movie accessory stage, is pretty much as it says. It's an accessory collection featuring wallpapers, a calendar program, voice and sound effects, and 365 wallpapers. One for each day of the calendar. It's pretty interesting history jargon, but is it as interesting as the next game? The next game is Initial D, another stage on the Game Boy Advance by Sammy Studios, best known for publishing various games of the Guilty Gear franchise. But would this game make me feel guilty playing it? Let's find out. You can make motherfucking choices in the dialogue now? Yeah, this is a thing you can do now. And it's not the only new thing, but there's a ton more car customization options. With an all-new garage mode in which you can customize car parts for your car. We're talking customizing everything. From batteries, tubas, and even the motherfucking stormtroopers. Anyway, finish customizing it. Look at this motherfucking masterpiece. Let's race with it. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. Instead of having full control of the car itself, and instead it's a mixture of choosing a spot and choosing between different brake settings in order to, wham, execute the perfect drift and take the lead. It's pretty much chess, but with cars. And yeah, while I prefer, actually controlling the car myself, it still has that element of, ooh, no, he passed me, yeah. I.e., it still causes for tense moments. But is it as tense as the music though? Oh my goodness, never thought I'd say this, but 8-bit Eurobeat music freaking rocks. It's time for a motherfucking dance break. But maybe the next game, Initial D Special Stage on the PS2 by Sega Ryosuke, will give me that racing experience. And it actually might, because this game is a port of the second game of the highly beloved Initial D Arcade Stage series. Wait, what's the Initial D Arcade series? Well, this is a series that pretty much has you racing against different opponents throughout a variety of locations throughout the Initial D manga. But combine that with an arcade experience and boom! You got yourself a hugely popular arcade game series with 9 different games with $24 million in hardware sales. Alright, so let's play them. Dang, I didn't think the base you bumped into earlier was that expensive. Anyway, let's play this game. Yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. I just love everything here. I just love everything. Okay, reverse gear for a second. Why do I, spoiler alert, consider this the best Initial D game? First of all, as opposed to previous games, there are a ton more choices I can actually drive and experiment with. We got the Toyotas, Nissans, Hondas, the Cappuccino. But you won't need coffee to enjoy the looks of this game. Wow, just wow. It's just the little things I appreciate with this game, like the lens flare emitting from the sunlight, the variety of locations while keeping true to the Initial D style, shadows across the trees when you drive, yeah, you get the gist. And it all combines well with cutscenes with the initial style and flair of Initial D that you all know and love. I mean, just look at these cutscenes and loading screens. It's rough art, but rough art I love. That's the feed you get while driving. Count me out. What do you... What the? Yeah, that. But what is normal is the motherfucking gameplay. For the story mode of this game, you pretty much just go at your own pace. Want to tackle the hardest courses right away? Make sure you're prepared for it. This game knows it's just all about having fun racing, and I appreciate for that. And hey, it gave him time to master the gameplay, which, man, is very punishing, but fairly so. Unlike a lot of the Initial D games, you can't just go as fast as you can, occasionally bump into walls and still be fine. No, you need to master this game. That's right, you can't wall bump your way to victory this time. I noticed. And you'll also notice that there's a whole variety of different types of terrains you can customize for the ideal racing experience. You can make it day or night, choose your opposing driver. Heck, you can make your racing experience either moist or lean.
How would you like your racing experience?
Oh, I'll have moist, please. Thank you. Heck, if you really want that racing experience, this game supports the Logitech Driving Force Rio. And while we don't have the budget due to my stupid dumb brain crashing into the car, Timmy? This looks like such a fun way to get that perfect Initial D experience without having to... Yeah. Anyway, the gameplay was so amazing. Ooh, about time to start getting decided for racing now. Woo! We finally have actual Eurobeat music in the game we can actually control. There are a ton of music selections to choose from, featuring a ton of iconic Eurobeat tracks. Listening to Eurobeat music while Initial D racing as awesome as this just feels right. It feels amazing. I'm the type of guy who loves these sensory experiences and enjoying what life has to offer. Shush. And I'm just happy that I get to show this experience with you all. I don't know, kind of hard to describe how happy this makes me, but thanks for coming along for the ride despite my craziness. I really appreciate and love you all. But will I still have the same level of love for Initial D Street Stage on the PSP? A port of the third version of the arcade series? Let's find out. I'm struggling, I can't see. Help me, Timmy! Oh wow, I can see so much better now. Thanks feature that took up 1 of 4 buttons. All joking aside, it's pretty much just like the last game. We got the same story mode, artwork, cars, etc. It's just there are a ton more now. Oh, and now there's the option to turn off music if you like. You do this, you fail me. And as you can imagine, the last part of the arcade series, Initial D Stream Stage on the PlayStation 3, is a similar shonen dance. Though considering this game is a port of the fourth version of the arcade series, a version that runs on different hardware, it does have some major graphical differences. I mean, look at these new 3D rendered cutscenes. Sure, it's a bit rough on the edges, but I'll take it over anytime. It also allows you to control your drift much easier now, allowing for more room for error while still making it fairly difficult. Alright, now that the arcade stuff is done, I can drive around Timmy, right? How many more are there? 3, with the next one being Initial D Mountain Benches on a PC by Konami Games. This is the only Initial D game that was only released in North America. Let's see what America got that no one else did. I'm quitting America. What is this? What is this? Okay, there's a lot to unpack. Firstly, why can't I drift in this game? Let me repeat, there's no drifting in a racing game based on a series filled with drifting. What's next? A peanut butter banana sandwich without bread? Legs without the ability to walk? Jump push without bad gameplay? You know what? No. I refuse to live in a world where that's a thing. See, turning legs without being able to walk is weird. And man, the entirety of this game is just this weird buggy mess of the game. Since you can't drift, you're constantly hugging the wall, and guess what? It doesn't slow you down one bit. Does this look like fun to you? Well, that's what you're doing. Oh, and it doesn't end there. It only has 4 courses that all look the same. Only 7 cars to choose from, and the announcer treats you like a kid.
Alright guys, this is the starting line.
I think if I were to know how to join an illegal street racing ring, I would know where the starting line is. Okay, but it can't get any worse, right? What does the title music sound like? Okay, mini music. They're racist themselves? I'm about to initialize the freak out resistance! One song. Just one song plays throughout the entirety of this game. Initialize! More like, initial somebody stab my motherfucking eyes out! Wait, but I like my eyes. Plus, I needed to play Initial D Perfect Shift Online on 3DS by Sega. And... yeah, that's right. We're back to motherfucking car chess. But you won't cry if you like the Initial D Game Boy Advance game, because it's essentially the same thing, but with a much more modern player. We're talking actual Eurobeat music, lots of careful strategy to consider while drifting, and a bunch of flashy visuals and tests popping out all over the place. And yeah, that's pretty much the Initial D game rabbit hole. There are a couple of Initial D pachinko machines out there, and there is an Initial D DS game that never came out called Initial D DS. That's sure obscure, there's only 5 images of the game out there. But other than that, we motherfucking completed every Initial D game out there. So, now can I try Timmy? Awesome, what car? Oh well, it could be worse. But it can't be worse than the next episode of Eric Does Everything, the DG Chariot games. Well, until next time, sayonara, motherfucker.